Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of The Struggle is Meal. And today we're going to learn how to make some sliders using jackfruit as a substitute to meat. And we're going to also do that for under $5. Yep, you see it. There's the receipt. No capping. $4.48 for all the supplies needed. Why jackfruit? It's a great substitute to shredded pork or shredded chicken, and I'll show you how. So you're going to want to grab your jackfruit, bust that can wide open, drain all the water out because jackfruit's sitting in a bunch of water. Also, be sure to get the jackfruit that's in water and not in syrup. The one in syrup is yellow and very sweet. You can't really cook with it. It's just too, Anyway, you're gonna squeeze out all the water out of that jackfruit while separating the jackfruit, because once it hits the pot and you start to cook it, it'll be a lot easier to further separate with a spatula or a fork, and we'll get to that in a second. But for now, we just want to get all that situated before we grab our seasoning. So then you'll grab your spices, which include that, black pepper, some Himalayan sea salt, what else? Some garlic powder, smoked paprika, and onion powder. And there was one other thing after the onion powder. I was, got him. I always wanted to do that. Anyway, you're gonna want to get the rest of the water out of that, because if you don't, it's gonna kind of dilute the flavor that you add. So be sure to squeeze all the water out of that thing. Once you get it all situated, as you can see, there's a lot of water. So I try to use as much paper towels as possible. And if you don't believe me, look at this. Damn, wet. Alrighty, so now we add all our seasoning, get that situated. Not too much, don't be heavy-handed, because when you really think about it, you're gonna be using the Sloppy Joe sauce anyway. You just want it to be not bland going into it, because like I said in the last episode, you're not a fucking weirdo. Anyway, we'll get that nicely seasoned, have it mixed well. As you can see, it's starting to shred a bit, but not as much as you would want it to look for a Sloppy Joe. But it'll start once you get it in the pot. You'll put away all your supplies, because why not? I feel like having a clean workspace is probably best for anyone. Then you're gonna get your oil. I use sunflower oil mixed with olive oil because that's the cheaper oil. Once you get that in your pot, or pan rather, you're gonna heat your pan up, get the oil nice and crystalline, that's not even a word. Get the oil nice and hot. You're gonna pop that jackfruit in there, start to cook it down. I wouldn't say cook it too quickly, so maybe a medium heat. No, low to medium is probably better. I did mine's low to medium. While that's cooking down, you get your sauce ready. You just continue to separate the jackfruit as you go. That was me turning the heat down, because at first I had it going kind of ham, and I didn't want to burn the jackfruit before I actually got the coloring good and all that. But honestly, you could eat jackfruit raw, so it's not even like liquid smoke. I definitely needed that, and I forgot about it in the beginning, so I grabbed that and popped that in there a little bit. It just adds that smoky flavor and gives it that meat-like kind of taste, and that's kind of what we're going for here. We don't want it to taste like you're biting into a fruit. Once you cook that down nice and smushy, you want to chop that down. You want to get that texture really like meat, so I think I'm achieving it. If you look there, it looks about right? Yep, not yet, but almost there. And if you look closely, you see it's getting better and better every second. Grab a fork, and all those little butts of the jackfruit, you kind of just want to smush that down. Smush that butt. And once you get that butt smushed down, you're pretty much good to go in terms of texture. And that invites the sauce now. So once all those butts are good, you're gonna sauce those butts. Not the whole can. I mean, you can use the whole can if you like a messy Sloppy Joe. I'm more of a I just want my Sloppy Joe to look like a Sloppy Joe without actually being sloppy, because my name's not Joe. Pretty corny. Add some barbecue sauce. If you're like me, I want my Sloppy Joe to be bold. I don't really care much for it to have a tomato-y kind of taste. I want it to taste like I'm at a barbecue. So that barbecue sauce, or whatever your preference is, would really help that flavor a lot. So then you let it cook down, keeping the heat on low to medium. Just let it do its thing. Oh yeah, I forgot, I had these in the freezer. That was $1.49 for the pack, so we'll just add 50 cents to the total value of this meal, because I used maybe almost half of the bag, if that much. Pop that in the oven for a few minutes, I'd say 15 minutes or so, whatever the bag says. In that time frame, you want to get your spinach and your carrots ready. What I did to kind of flavor it up was I added a balsamic vinaigrette, and I also added some pickle juice into that, because I didn't have any pickles, and it was kind of broke, so I figured I'd just use the pickle juice from the bottle that I had in the fridge. I had one pickle left that I ate before cooking. Alright, so it kind of worked out. You'll get your buns. That was also a part of the receipt there, so this is not any extra spending going on. You'll pop that in the oven just so it can get a little bit, toasted. In the meantime, you don't want it to be super soft. Then your sloppy joe will be all over the place. It wouldn't hold any type of meat if it's a sloppy joe. All right, all that's pretty much set. You're gonna want to start to set the quote-unquote meat onto the bread. You're building your sandwich at this point. So yeah, you'll set that. You'll grab your greens, you'll pop that right on top. That thing was good. I was surprised with the pickle juice. Stab. That will keep the sandwich in place while you grab your fries straight out of the oven. And I will tell you right now, that shit was burning. So probably want to let it cool out for a bit before just grabbing it out of the oven like I did. Anyway, you'll grab your accoutrement, squirt that on the plate, and there you have it. Some beautiful, tasty, healthy jackfruit sliders with baby spinach, carrots, waffle fries, and a little bit of swag. You're welcome, motherfucker. Peace.